Well, well, well. I am back in the saddle again, my friends. That's right, I told you I'd be back for another blog, and well, here I am today. As a matter of fact, we're gonna kick this off right.
Fuck you.
That's right, it is the Fuck You Awards. Now, originally, I had planned a whole thing. I was planning on some jokes saying, okay, you got Selena Gomez getting one because she has two pussies, one between her knees and one for a boyfriend. I was gonna joke around about like MTV, give them a fuck you award, but you see, after today, well, the past 24 hours to be exact, I think it's obvious who's gonna get the biggest fuck you award, and probably the only fuck you award for this past year.
Douchebag.
Yes, that's right, they are a douchebag. And of course, I am talking about the trolls. Now, I made reference to the trolls last night in a status, saying the trolls came out to play. Well, you see, folks, for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, you're about to be enlightened. You see, the trolls represent the biggest bunch of losers on the face of this planet. They are known as the IWC. Now, for those of you who don't know who the IWC is, Internet Wrestling Community. Yes, I know it's going to be in a wrestling blog for today, but you guys are about to be enlightened on why they get the Fuck You award. Want to tell them again, Howard?
Fuck you.
That's right. Anyways, the IWC has been around for ages, and their mission is to troll all the other wrestling promotions' websites. Why? Because they feel like being the biggest fucking pricks on the face of the planet. You see, my first real exposure with the IWC, I guess you could say, came around the time WCW and WWE were going to war with one another. These people were the ones that whined because Vince McMahon got his ass kicked deservedly for 83 consecutive weeks back in the late 90s on Monday Night Television. And they all whined because Vince was getting killed and looked like his company was going to go out of business. Well, eventually the tide turned, and we all know how that ended with Vince buying WCW. And then that's when the IWC changed their tune again, saying, yes, Vince bought the WCW, now what? Week later, they were the ones whining that they wanted competition. Hence, competition comes around in the form of companies like the XPW, which was a hardcore answer to ECW, which another company that went bankrupt that Vince McMahon bought the catalog to. People didn't give them a chance because they were too brutal and they associated themselves with the porn industry. Ring of Honor came out too in 2002 along with TNA. And ever since day one, the IWC keeps giving them shit saying, oh, they're gonna fold, they're horrible, they're this, they're that, without even giving the product a glance. And those who do give it a glance have all that jealousy build up in them. Why? Because they see that there's a product out there that can rival Vince's company. Now, you see, I think the best example of the IWC and why they get the Fuck You award for this past year came last night. Just culminated. You see, the last year, yeah, it's no surprise, TNA has been kind of on a little downswing. Then again, a lot of people think they've been on a downswing since they began. I mean, the company gets hell because, well, let's just say they have some talent that used to be in the WWE. But then again, you don't see the IWC bitching whenever a TNA talent comes to the WWE or a Ring of Honor talent comes to the WWE. They sit there and praise them and say, oh, they were such great workers at that other promotion, they're going to be good here. Then when they get fucked over, you hear them whine, say they weren't worth anything. People complain that, oh, Kurt Angle's in the retirement home. At least Kurt Angle is getting time to spend with his family. Yeah, he's been getting some DWIs, but you know what? At least he gets a little bit of time to himself and doesn't have to travel a 300 plus day schedule. People complain that Mr. Anderson is a has-been from WWE. Well, maybe if Mr. Anderson got the push he deserved when he was there, yes, he did get injured, however, they never gave him the right push. Maybe we would see him still in WWE, but no. They got guys over there like AJ Styles. Yeah, AJ Styles is good, but you know what? AJ Styles, although he has been misutilized a lot in TNA, at least he's been one of their top tier players. And people see stuff like that over in WWE land, aka the IWC. And the IWC will complain. They will sit there and they'll look at a lineup for a pay-per-view. They won't watch it and they'll be like, oh, it sucks. Now I'm going to be the first to say, these guys need to get a fucking life, okay? Wrestling is wrestling. It doesn't matter what company it is. It could be WWE, it could be TNA, it could be Ring of Honor, it could be a promotion from Mexico, a promotion from Japan. I don't give a flying fuck, okay? Wrestling is there to entertain the crowd. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch. It's plain and simple as that. It's not a case of people sticking up for a company and being a fanboy over here. It's a case of a true wrestling fan giving you a
Fuck you.
award for 2011-2012 because you don't see wrestling for what it truly is. Now, yes, you guys had a right to complain about the 92nd main event from Bound for Glory, although I bet you 93% of you didn't even watch it. You guys sat there and complained about last night's pay-per-view, and let me tell you something. Does it really matter? Okay? You sit there and you complain saying, oh, TNA doesn't have good ratings. Well, you know what? You're right. They don't have the ratings WWE has. But then again, WWE's been in town for what? 60, 50 years maybe? Of course they're going to get good ratings. They jam their shit down everybody's throats. People are taught to learn and go, hey, Vince McMahon just took a big shit, but it's golden. That's what your idea of wrestling is. You know, there are people out there who don't really like, let's just say, the monotone, one-dimension Randy Orton, who is a Stone Cold ripoff. There are people who actually like wrestling. I mean, no offense to the WWE fans, but tell me, when was the last time a diva had a main event for a wrestling match there? You can't, can you? TNA in the last 8 months has had 2 main events with their knockouts as the stars. That's right, women. You don't get 45-second piss break matches. You actually get wrestling matches. Yes, TNA has a stagnant tag division right now, so does WWE. But then again, you can also thank Vince for killing the tag team industry. You can't sit there and put 2 guys together just because you want to get a storyline going where one guy turns heel. You want a tag team, you need to build them up. You need to have chemistry, okay? They fucked up breaking the Hart Dynasty up, alright? I wouldn't be shocked if they break the Uso twins up in the next couple months. Hell, I wouldn't be shocked if they turn Kofi Kingston after Airboom splits, you know? But the point of the matter here is, you sit there, you rip on TNA for their ratings, you rip on Ring of Honor because apparently all they do is spot monkey material. Yes, but then again, look at Ring of Honor. What do they promote? Athleticism over sports entertainment. I mean, hell, you can't even call WWE people wrestlers. You have to call them sports entertainers. I'm sorry, but the way I view it, wrestling is wrestling. It ends in a 4-sided ring. It begins in a 4-sided ring. All the storylines happen in a 4-sided ring. Therefore, it's wrestling. Therefore, they are wrestlers. Unless you consider John Cena, who I consider to be the biggest waste of talent ever. Sorry, people. Had to get that off my chest. Anyways, back to what I was saying about the IWC. They're sitting there, they rip apart every little thing. I mean, back to last night's pay-per-view. Of course, Here they're ripping apart the main event because, oh, another DQ finish for TNA, another ref bump finish for a main event. Remember, you guys were the ones that months ago said TNA needs to elevate their homegrown talent and their younger superstars. The moment they elevate Robert Roode, you guys bitched. Why? Because he wasn't your idea of homegrown talent. Sorry if it wasn't Samoa Joe, but Roode has been in the business for a while, folks. Yes, he didn't win the title at Bound for Glory, but when James Storm, a guy who's been in TNA since day one, won the belt, you guys whined, oh, it's not Storm. No, it's not Roode. Well, when Roode beat Storm for the belt a couple weeks later, what was the reaction? Oh, he didn't win it at Bound for Glory, so we don't care. Look at what they've been doing since October, though. They've been building up Roode. Alright? He is the ultimate heel. I'm not going to say he's the next Ric Flair, but he is definitely along the dirtiest player in the game line. Last night, kicking a referee in the balls for a finish to get DQ'd, I don't recall WWE doing any shit like that for a main event for any of their heels. All I see them do is use foreign objects, cheat, of course. But to have a heel kick the ref in the balls to retain his title, definitely dirtiest player in the game material, definitely elevating Robert Roode as a top heel in wrestling right there. That's how you make a heel champion. That's how you make a coward heel champion. As much as I like wrestling, I'm getting sick and fucking tired of the IWC, okay? I'm challenging you people out there right now, okay? If you can sit there and not give me a, oh, well, their ratings suck comment, if you can sit there and say, not give me a, they're a WWE retirement home comment, or a Dixie Carter doesn't know her head from her ass comment, or a they need to fire Russo comment, which, by the way, people, for all you IWC dicks out there, if you haven't noticed, hey, one of Vince McMahon's old top guys who used to be on creative, I believe his name is Bruce Pritchard, is the one writing the storylines. So you can thank him for the stroke of genius that is Robert Roode right now. If you can give me a logical, and I'm not, like I said before, not a bullshit logical reason, not a stupid, oh, because they suck reason, but a logical reason, I'm going to give you a benefit of the doubt. But you know what? All you guys are just a bunch of fucking cowards who don't appreciate the art of wrestling. You guys are not appreciative of the fact that, hey, there are all sorts of different choices out there right now. And you sit there and you hide behind a computer. I'm not saying I'm hiding behind a computer because I work 2 jobs. I'm just doing this because, hey, it's something to help me get my name out there even more than it already is. But you guys, instead of, of going on to Facebook, liking a company just to bash them, plain and simple, if you don't like it, don't watch. If you have an issue with it, don't go on to a company's Facebook page, fan them, and bash their whole organization. Okay? What you don't realize is when you do that, you add fuel to the fire, and the flames just get stronger. So you see, IWC.
Fuck you. What an annoying scumbag.
That's right, Howard. You are an annoying scumbag, and you guys get the Fuck You Award. The Lone Fuck You Award, which is saying a lot concerning the fact that I had a few others. So for right now, my blog, the second official LR Thunder blog, is done. I will be back in a couple weeks with some more on my mind. Until then, just remember, if it's too loud, you're just too fucking old. Wrap it before you tap it. And remember, if it has tits or tires, it's bound to give you trouble, okay? I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.